But it's not the right time to talk about AI for iPhone, really, because you're not actually paying 1,999, you're actually paying 800. Aluminiums are like this, like looking at the iPhone 6, if you want to just feel it and see how that feels between the titanium. And welcome to our first ever podcast. What a better way to start the podcast by discussing whether you should buy an iPhone 17 Pro or Pro Max or even an Air. I've got a good friend of mine over here who's currently due for an upgrade, but she hasn't made her mind up. So let's talk this through. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Yeah. So what do you have right now?
I have an iPhone.
You have an iPhone?
Yes. It's a 13 Pro.
It's a 13 Pro, right? So can I have a look at this? So you've got the gold
Yes.
iPhone 13 Pro. So I guess you bought this on launch day?
I did, yeah.
Right. So this is now 4 years old, right?
Yeah.
So the iPhone 17 has released. What do you think about it first when you look at it? Do you think it's time to upgrade?
It's definitely time to upgrade. I was considering upgrading when the 16 came out.
Yeah.
And I didn't for some reason. I stick with my 13.
Yeah.
And I was waiting for the 17, hoping that would be my next phone. But I'm not quite sure after seeing the event.
So you've seen the event then, right?
Yeah.
So you've seen that there's three new phones, right? So they've got the base phone.
Yes.
They've got the Pros and they've got the Air. You've seen all of it. Yes. So if you didn't buy it last year, I would expect you to upgrade this year because it's almost 4 years.
Yes.
And you've seen the event. What's stopping you now?
From the looks of it, I didn't like the color. I was hoping there would be more colors.
It's too punchy, right? This orange.
Yes.
What about the other colors?
I'm not interested in buying the Air, even though the colors are nice.
Right. You keep talking. I'm just going to flick through the options available for us here.
Yeah. I don't think I fall under the category who needs the Air, because I feel like my iPhone 13 is still performing better than what the Air probably
right.
gonna
So
offer me.
if you don't mind, let's just compare the models quickly. So you don't want the Air.
Yes.
What are you interested in? So you've got the iPhone 13. So let's put that in the middle, iPhone 13 Pro.
Yes.
Right. And I've got the Pro Max. So would you consider Pro Max this time as a bigger screen?
I have tiny hands, so I'm going to stick with mine.
Tiny hands. Okay, so we'll look at the Pro. And you said you weren't happy with the colors. Do you want to look at the 17s as an option?
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So otherwise, we could always go back and look at the 16 Pro, the one that you chose not to buy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can compare against that. I think it's fair to maybe compare the 13 Pro, 16 Pro, and 17 Pro, right? The decision that you didn't make.
Yes.
And why you're hesitant now, I think is probably the best way to look at it. So let's just ignore the colors for now. So obviously, straight off the bat, the screen size is bigger, and you said you've got a smaller hands.
Yes.
Right.
But it's not massively big. It's just.
It's tiny amount. But I think on phones like this, it's quite easy to actually notice it, because I moved from 15 Pro to the Fold 7, but if you look at the 16, 16, so this is 12, I nearly dropped it, so it's going to be slightly bigger than the 12s. But let me just highlight the things that you're missing out on your current ones. You're always on display.
Yeah.
Right, and then dynamic island. I think personally for me, the always on display is really good to look at time, right? And then you can have your wallpaper to show and stuff like that. I think it's a feature that you can and cannot have, but it's a battery consumer.
Yeah.
Dynamic island, I would say, is probably one of the key feature that I enjoyed on the phone.
Yeah.
Right. So, do you know that these are there and you still don't want to upgrade because your phone doesn't have that at the moment?
It's true. Always on display, I think that's a bit subjective. I don't think I need that. I wouldn't know why I would need that.
Okay.
Especially I have a toddler, and if he sees the phone and it's flashy, he probably want to go for it and just play with it. And I'm trying to avoid that.
Okay, fine. And
Dynamic Island, yes. I do.
Dynamic Island is a really, really good feature,
yes,
right? Especially if you have AirPods.
I do.
Okay, right. When you're connecting AirPods and you can check the batteries and stuff like that, and you can skip music.
Yeah.
It's really good. And if you're ordering food out, you can track stuff like I used to track football scores and stuff like that. That's really good. So that's just keeping in mind, right? Because it looks like you're aware. So they have gone from a titanium to aluminium body this time around.
Yeah.
Right? do you think that'd be a reason for you to not switch or switch?
No, I mean, yes, the build is a key thing, but I think generally iPhone.
Because this is stainless steel, so that we're actually looking at three different setups here, really: the stainless steel, titanium, and aluminium. And I think the most controversial feature on the 16 was the camera control button, like where you have the shortcut to initiate it. So many people have turned off. I don't think it had a good critic, right? But that they are still keeping that. What do you think about that? Because I think the pros where they stand out is the cameras.
Yeah.
It's literally a quick action button, but then you also get an action button on the top now because they've got rid of the silence. So you've got the silence switch here, right? And that is replaced by an action button. You can pretty much customize that with anything. So it to me already we're looking at the always on display, dynamic island, action button, and camera control, right? On top of that, you're going from a steel body to an aluminium body.
Yes.
Right? So do you think camera control is something that convinces you this time, because you clearly didn't upgrade last time?
Yes, camera is the camera looks really good on the iPhone 17, and I definitely think that's an upgrade compared to the one that I have.
Okay, so let's scroll all the way quickly to then the camera sections here. So clearly you're gaining a lot, even compared to the 16 Pro and 13 Pro. The 17 Pro has the center stage camera, right? I don't know if you use the center stage, it actually moves around for you.
Yeah.
And also you can now do the selfies in a portrait mode, and you can get them on landscape. But look, 48 megapixel Fusion Pro, ultra band, super resolution, next generation portraits. I'm not really worried too much about the portraits and stuff like that. I think photo is subjective, but clearly the camera looks like it has gone through a massive overhaul compared to the last two. And you did highlight that the camera is one of the big things.
Yes.
So looking at all of this in mind here quickly, what's the hesitation here? Like why haven't you still pulled the finger?
It's the cost. I'm not quite sure if I'm getting.
Okay, so the cost is 1,099, right?
Yes.
And you could potentially trade your phone in.
Yeah.
That's going for £200 discount.
Yeah, I mean that's fine, but do I get the value for the money?
So what's the value for you? So this is very important as an iPhone user.
Yeah.
Would you ever consider switching to Samsung or Pixel?
Not because I'm already tied into the system. So I've got a MacBook, I've got a Mac, I've got the AirPods. So
okay,
I'm
so
already in there.
So the ecosystem, you can't really come out of it. They tied you into the ecosystem.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, what is the value for you then?
The value is, I was hoping that there are more features that, for instance, Samsung have and the Pixel have. The AI feature, especially.
You had to quickly get that checked, right?
Yes.
No, that's fine. Leave it in there.
So I've seen the Google Pixel and I was very impressed with the AI, and I was hoping that iPhone would bring something, if not something better than that. But they have not really focused.
But it's not the right time to talk about AI for iPhone, really, because it's pretty embarrassing what they offered last year. The entire event was talking about AI, and AI has never actually reached us. If anything, we should all be suing Apple for misadvertising to us, right? But they have mentioned AI in some of the decks. They still say, they just say it's supplemented by AI rather than powered by AI, right?
Yeah.
So depending on what you think,
Yeah.
and what you want, I don't know, like what is the AI feature that you're really looking for?
Oh, I found it very interesting that, for example, Pixel had that feature where you get an email or you get a message and it just gives you all the options in terms of AI. Like if someone asks you when the flight is, it just comes up and gives you suggestions like, oh, these are the emails that you have. And it just gives you the option of what you want to respond.
Okay. I mean, my Samsung can do a good AI, but personally, for me, I'm very uncomfortable with actually my data being read by AI models, because I don't know what's happening behind the scenes. They could say as much as it's on the device, right? But AI is important to you, and I think AI is in here. Apple have mentioned Apple Intelligence in the phone, right? So what else is a value to you then? So it's clearly your phone doesn't have that, right? We can see that here.
Yeah.
The 13 Pro doesn't have Apple Intelligence. So whatever you're getting, you're going to experience for the first time.
Yeah.
Right? I could be saying it's not good, but because I've experienced and compared it with the Fold and the Pixels. But for you, it should be a plus.
It is, but I just want to get the value. Like, if I would pay half the money, let's say for a Pixel or a Samsung, I'd still get that feature. I'm paying more on an iPhone.
You're not necessarily
getting
paying half the money, but I think the value of those devices will come down over time, whereas
Yeah.
iPhone will retain it, which is why
Yeah,
they're
that's
also giving you £200 for a trade-in.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's one of the.
So for a 4-year-old phone, it retains a £200 value. So if you do see it that way, when you bought it, I think it was $999. So that phone has effectively cost you $700.
Yes.
So that's how you. So if I now say you're not actually paying $1,999, you're actually paying $800 because it's going to retain some value when you go to upgrade in 4 years again.
Yeah.
Think of the cost of the phone that way.
Well, ideally, I'm not gonna wait for another 4 years. So I hope the next one's gonna be.
Then you will probably retain up to 600. So if you're seeing it, if you're upgrading next year, then you're effectively paying 500 for this phone.
Yes.
If you're upgrading in 2 years, you're paying 600, 700 for the phone.
True.
So that's the way how I would look at the value. I would look at the value as like how much value I'm keeping in the phone at the point of upgrading, right? So therefore, even though you're making that monthly payment or you pay a full time,
Yeah.
right, a full payment, there is some value in there, and that's probably where Apple is better than the other companies out there. Right, so let me cheekily go through the buying process with you and see what your if your stance can change. So let's go and hit the pre-order button here. So obviously they've got the two options. We're going for the Pro,
Yes.
right? And then what color?
I'd either go for the blue or the silver.
Why not the orange? It seems to be like it's
I feel like it's a bit
orange
in
is
the
the new
eye.
black.
It's subjective, but I feel like it's a bit in the eye. And
Okay, so we're going with the blue. What is your storage?
256.
What's the current storage you have?
It's a 128.
So that's another upgrade that
Yes.
we're talking about.
I mean, that's good that the base is
Okay.
already 256.
And we're already talking about the trade-in. I think for just the purpose of it, we'll skip this for now.
Okay.
Right? And then we can then say it's £45 a month if you look at it in a monthly cost, right? And then no Apple Care, right? So there's already...
Do you suggest having Apple Care? Or do you...
I personally wouldn't have Apple Care because I put case on, I take good care of devices. But,
Okay.
you know, it's there, it hasn't been disputed. So I guess, well, let's look at pickups here to see which phone is available. Dispatch next. Right, so they do have some availability here. So let me just give you this pitch. So you've got the 13.
Yes.
You're getting a bigger display.
Yeah.
You're getting Pro Motion, which is also, so you won't, I mean, Pro Motion only matters if you're going to the base model. We're not going to the base model. You're not considering the iPhone Air.
Yes.
So sticking to the Pro, you're still getting the Pro Motion,
Right.
a bigger screen. You're getting Dynamic Island, right? And you're getting the always-on display.
Yeah.
You're getting supposedly a bigger battery, right?
Yeah.
Better cameras.
Yeah.
Apple Intelligence, to name a few, there's already 6.
Yeah.
Right? And we can pick this up for £45 a month.
Yeah.
What's your concern?
No concern. It sounds like a good deal. Like if you look at it, but a bit steep.
Steep in what? What do you think as a person that's relying on Apple ecosystem, right? You're not pulling the trigger because I'm guessing you're currently happy with your phone.
I am happy. It works well. I haven't had any issues. It just feels a bit.
So what's the battery percentage on that at the moment?
It's 77, I think. Yeah.
And it hasn't like randomly shut down on you?
No.
And you
no,
didn't see any lag?
It hasn't. No. It
How
has
do you
never
use your phone
given up on
typically? Do you
me.
use it for work? Do you just use it for personal?
It's a mix, personal and work. So I check emails. I use the camera quite often. The video function I use on a daily basis. I use apps. The one thing I don't do is play because I'm not into
Okay.
gaming.
So all the vapor chamber stuff that they have introduced, it doesn't really, you're not going to even push the phone to its
To the
maximum.
max, no.
Right, okay.
So that's probably a reason why it's still alive and still healthy.
Okay. Well, I would not agree it's healthy because 77%, you might need a battery change on that, but still. So on a day to day then, so you're just taking photos, do you use it like navigation, CarPlay?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Right, but the phone is always on charge there.
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably why you haven't seen it. Otherwise, you would probably see that battery drop much quicker than that.
Yeah, I take it to work and I don't have to charge it when I'm at work and I'm still using it. So it's not too bad.
Okay, so if we say that with the trade-in and it comes to £35,
Yeah.
there's a £10 off. So that is a saving of £120 a month.
Yeah.
What is the right value for you to purchase the phone today?
Good question. I don't know. Maybe if I pay £10 less, would do it.
25. I mean, you're not in the same position. I think a lot of people watching this might also be in a similar position because Apple's phone prices don't actually go down, right?
Yeah.
It actually maintains itself. I think we touched on it, the fact that you can retain the value a lot, right? Even though you feel like you pay more, you retain a lot. But the phones have become status symbols at the moment.
That's true, yeah.
Right? That's where Apple is seen as premium. You're actually paying for a premium device.
Yeah.
Right? So and if you have a 4-year-old device and you're still happy with it, right? You definitely know that you're buying something that you technically should last longer than this. Anyway,
Maybe I would feel better if the phone has given up on me and then I get a new phone. But because this phone is still working, I feel like, oh, okay, maybe I should keep it another year because it's already went with me a year longer than I expected. But because this one is still steady, I'm just thinking maybe I can drag this for another year until iPhone drops, maybe a full phone.
Okay, fair enough. You know, if you want to buy a phone, it is still available. I'm really surprised it's still available, but that is testament to the 13 Pros that you're looking to hold out. I think 13 Pros are probably the best device that I've used. I couldn't wait to get rid of my 15 Pro. But I thought I could swing your mind, but feels like even though you're tied into the ecosystem, it is just a little bit too expensive for you.
Yes, it is expensive. And maybe it was overhyped by online and
So
I was having higher expectations than the event has proved.
I mean, you had high expectations. What would they be when you say you have high expectations?
I was actually looking forward to that feature where you put the AirPods on the phone and it would charge.
Right.
It didn't, and I was a bit kind of disappointed.
They didn't give you the reverse charging, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And Samsung does have it, and I was like, oh, maybe they could have been a bit more competitive on some.
I can tell you now, I don't use it.
You don't?
On Samsung. It's turned off by default and I don't use it. It's there,
Okay.
but I also use a Samsung Buds, but I've not used a single day. So I think you're right. Like I wasn't hyped at all. I think the design to me, it's probably not what I expect. It's like a poker phone, but you know, the vapor chamber and everything is in there.
Yeah.
But we leave it running in the background. Okay, good. If you do change your decision, let me know so we can update everybody else. But I've not succeeded in getting a 4-year-old. 4-year-old. You're not a 4-year-old.
No.
I didn't succeed in. Convincing you.
Maybe
even though you've got it tied into the
didn't.
ecosystem.
Maybe your viewers can comment and
Right.
let me know why. I should
Okay.
change.
Drop a comment to say whether she should upgrade or she's right to actually keep a phone that is 4-year-old. My honest opinion is that phone needs an upgrade. It's been battered. I think because it's always on charge, it gives the feeling that it is better than what it is. But as someone who I know you personally and you're using it for navigation and car driving and all of that, because it's on charge, it hasn't let you down.
Yeah.
But it's around the corner. But that's a testament to how good the device is. You don't have to change it. You don't have to force yourself to change it, and don't give in to the lust, I suppose.